Hi, my name is Damsaranandadev and the study I am presenting today is titled Impact of Family History of Hypertension on Racial Differences in Flow-Mediated Dilation and Reactive Hyperemia. Black individuals have the highest prevalence of cardiovascular disease in the United States. Thus, many researchers study racial differences in vasodilator function because impaired vasodilation is a precursor to cardiovascular disease. However, studies that have shown that otherwise healthy Black individuals have blunted vasodilator function did not account for the participants' family history of hypertension. And this is important to consider because studies have shown that individuals with a positive family history of hypertension exhibit blunted vasodilator function, and we do not know whether the higher prevalence of a positive family history of hypertension among Black individuals contributed to the observed racial differences in vasodilator function. Thus, in this study, we sought to investigate the impact of family history of hypertension on FMD and reactive hyperemia in Black and white males. We hypothesized that flow-mediated dilation and reactive hyperemia, which are measures of macro and microvascular function respectively, would be attenuated in Black compared to white males, and further, presence of a positive family history of hypertension would reduce FMD and reactive hyperemia compared to a negative family history of hypertension in both groups. We studied 17 young healthy white males and 17 Black males. Each group had 8 males with no family history of hypertension and 9 with a positive family history of hypertension. Vascular function was assessed using the flow-mediated dilation technique. For this, a cuff was placed on the forearm of the subject. Baseline data were collected for 2 minutes. Then the forearm cuff was rapidly inflated to a suprasystolic pressure for 5 minutes. And brachial artery diameter and blood velocity were recorded for 30 seconds prior to and 3 minutes after cuff release using duplex Doppler ultrasound. Once the forearm cuff is released, it creates a shear stress stimulus that causes a brachial artery to dilate. And thus FMD was quantified as % change in brachial artery diameter from baseline to peak diameter after cuff release. And reactive hyperemia was quantified as peak blood velocity and hyperemic blood velocity area under the curve to 60 seconds after cuff release. As shown in table 1, subjects were well matched. Normotensive and baseline brachial artery diameter and blood velocity were not different between the groups. And in all figures, mean and individual data for white males are depicted in blue bars and open circles. Black males are depicted in orange bars and filled circles. Figure 2A shows that FMD was significantly blunted in Black males compared to white males. And as seen in figure 2B, FMD remains significantly blunted in Black males after statistically controlling for the shear stress stimulus. However, as shown in figure 2D and E, there was no significant impact of family history of hypertension on FMD in either group. Looking at the reactive hyperemic response to cuff occlusion, both peak blood velocity and hyperemic blood velocity area under the curve to 60 seconds post cuff release was significantly blunted in Black males compared to white males. However, there was no significant impact of family history of hypertension on reactive hyperemia in either group. In conclusion, these preliminary findings suggest that young healthy Black males exhibit attenuated FMD and reactive hyperemia compared to their white counterparts, an effect that appears to be independent of family history of hypertension. Thank you.